Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Daniel, back with another video today. Today we're going to talk about the idea of kind of a video that I talked about either in my last video or the video before that. It's about decision making. And again, particularly this has to deal with being an empath, and I'll get into what that means in a second. But the video is called, and the idea of this video is what an empath feels when making decisions. Okay, so briefly what an empath means, and I'm going to probably talk about more of this as I grow my YouTube channel. It's something that I am particularly. It's something that I think the people that I really want to connect with are as well. And I think it's a pretty good gift that a very unique set of people have in their life. And being an empath really allows you to tap into faculties of your own spiritual gifts, your psychic gifts that other people may not necessarily have the ability to tap into. So an empath is basically somebody who feels emotions more potently than the average person. They feel the subtleties of certain energies. They feel it viscerally and can feel the sensations in different parts of their body, letting them know from a psychic and clairsentient standpoint what we're feeling in the moment. So basically, for example, if I walk into an environment, I could tell pretty clearly if that environment is suitable for me. If it feels right, if it feels like it's something where I want to be, it'll feel good. It'll feel like soothing to my soul, if you will. But if I can clearly tell if that same environment is not a good fit for me vibrationally, I can sense that something here might be a bit off. Something here might not be totally aligned with what I want to be doing, where I want to be going. And I can quickly decipher that in the moment. And for instance, this year it's led me to make a decision where I left a job that I was supposed to work this year just because vibrationally, as soon as I stepped into the environment at the beginning of this year, I had a meeting with my boss, with the manager that I was going to work for. I could just tell by his demeanor, his frequency, the energy of the place that I was working in, the environment. I remember I was going to the bathroom and I could just kind of tell. I was literally using the bathroom, using the urinal in the men's bathroom, and I just knew. I just had this download. I just had this very obvious, right in your face, slap in the face that, hey, this is not the place for you, man. You're not going to be happy here. So that's some of the gifts that an empath can possess. We can just feel certain environments, whether we resonate with it or not, whether we can tell by somebody's energy, by somebody's demeanor, by somebody's just standing there. We can read them and be like, that's not somebody I would get along with. That's not somebody who has my best intentions at heart. Or that can be somebody who's a great friend for me. That can be somebody who's a great guide. That can be somebody I can align with going forward. So as an empath, we have these faculties available to us to really tap into things beyond the surface, beyond the physical, beyond what we can see in our reality, and go deeper into different layers of our energy that can really guide us into making very informed and very, beautiful decisions that go beyond the surface. Okay, so basically, in terms of saying that, what an empath feels when making decisions, what do we not feel? Okay. The first thing I wrote down here is how being empathic affects our perception of decision making. So basically, we just tap into like we tap into more dimensions of making a decision. Okay, it goes just beyond doing this versus that. It goes beyond where it'll get us. It goes into how it'll make us feel. It goes into what we're going to get out of the situation. Obviously, it goes into who will be affected, how it'll affect different aspects of my reality. Now I'm kind of glossing over. I'm not really getting deep into this, but basically, we feel everything on an energetic level. We can feel how we feel when we make a decision, how we're feeling in our body, but we also feel and we can tap into the energies of this decision taking us to certain places. We all project into the future how doing what we're doing in the moment will affect us down the road. But an empath, we feel it in here. We can almost, like, imagine two train tracks at this train station. One train track goes that way, one train track goes this way. Imagine if we make a decision, we want to wear a red shirt versus we want to wear a blue shirt. Those train tracks go down different paths. They may lead to certain outcomes, certain opportunities, certain experiences. A simple decision like that can be felt by an empath very viscerally in the moment. We can feel those train stations moving away once that decision's been in front of us, and once we made that decision, we can feel that direction of that train wearing the blue shirt, where that would take us, how we'll feel in that moment, how we'll feel going forward. But we can also feel the red shirt that we didn't wear, and where we're going and where we're not going because we didn't take that path. And sometimes an empath, we want to kind of Jean-Claude Van Damme and put both feet on the train and see how long we can ride it out, and experiencing both timelines before we make an informed decision. We can literally feel the implications of every single decision, every single bit of sensation, every atomic molecule in our bodies that are made when we make the decision. So therefore, we want to get as much information as we can. We want to get as much clarity. We want to get as much certainty to know that the decision that we've made is the right one, because we don't want to have that train go down and know that we're not on it. And what's more painful is the inability to really commit to the decision and then have both of your legs kind of riding each train as it passes through. So we can feel the things we've done. We can feel the things we've not done. We can feel how it affects us energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the implications of everything. It's very overwhelming. Therefore, when we make it a simple decision of wearing that blue shirt, we may be filled with temporary regret, like deep sorrow, deep guilt, deep agony that we didn't wear the red shirt. We might wish we've did it. But, me personally, I've really committed to the decisions that I've made. And if I go ahead and make a decision, even if it's not maybe the right one, I don't care. Like, even if I'm missing out on the most beautiful opportunity by going back and changing to that red shirt, I don't want to train my consciousness. I don't want to train my neural pathways to think about trying to hop timelines and go back to that other one. That train has left the station, and you're just causing yourself a lot of physical, emotional, and mental agony if you've made a decision, but then go back and try to hop into that other timeline, which is now well on its way, and you're well ensconced in this timeline. So you want to do that. That's very draining of your energy. And as a leader, you got to have that internal integrity in yourself to know that, okay, if I'm going to decide to do something, that it's going to get done in a certain way, and I'm not going to be wishy-washy, but I'm going to be assertive. I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be, on top of the ball when it comes to following through on my decisions. Obviously, there's obvious times when, okay, yes, go do the other thing, but for the most part, really dive into, what it is that you've decided to do initially. Okay, so what else do I have written down here? Yeah, we feel it all, as I mentioned, the things we've done, the things we don't do, the implications of it. We can feel into all aspects of our reality, particularly the choices we make and the effects they have on us in the moment. Of course, we can understand how it makes us feel. Therefore, we might judge how the quality of our decisions based on how we feel in the moment. But understand that whether we feel good about it or whether we don't feel good, whether we feel overwhelmed or whether we feel regretful, it's all just all that energy that we're perceiving in the moment, and then our ego can also slip into that as well and kind of get us confused. So just commit to the decision. Again, you do the best you can with the information and the input and the way you feel in the moment. We're literally trying our best. It's not like you're trying to sabotage yourself. You're not. You're doing the best you can in the moment. Trust that. And even if it's not the right decision, and even if you know right away it's not the right decision, see how long you can stick it out. It'll train you to know that you're good either way, and that it's not that important. It's not as important as you make it out to be. And once again, give yourself compassion and understanding. It's okay to feel the way you do. Okay, as an empath, you're able to tap into so much more than the average person, and you have gifts beyond your knowledge and comprehension. You've already utilized those gifts in your reality beyond what you can remember or what you can recall. You obviously remember certain experiences where you're like, okay, that's pretty dope, the way I was able to kind of perceive that situation and make that decision and do that thing. But at the end of the day, the beauty and the importance and the truth of who we are and the power and the knowledge and the wisdom that we contain is oftentimes outside of what we think we are. So just remember that you are a very special person with an incredible appetite and potency for the subtle sensations that are very necessary and important to living your best life and helping others in ways that they can't help themselves. So give yourself compassion, give yourself understanding when you're feeling overwhelmed. If you think you're going crazy because you can't pick out what shirt you want to wear, or if you should wear your bracelet or not, or if you should wear this thing or that thing, if you should make coffee or make tea, if you should boil some hot water or eat some soup instead, these really basic decisions, if you're feeling judgmental of yourself because you cannot make those decisions very quickly and and be okay with them, and you're feeling worried about what that decision may bring, know that you're not crazy. Know that you're not, falling up the deep end. Just know that, you're tapping into something very subtle and very potent, and something that will serve you going forward. And you're just very receptive of every bit of stimulation and energy that's going on and within you at this time. So obviously put healthy boundaries around yourself. What I do is I like to bubble myself every morning. I put a protective bubble. I imagine a white bubble of light around my body every time I pray in the morning. And what it allows me to do is just remind myself and gives me that little bit of protection, knowing that I'm guided and protected along the way, that I'm not taking in more than what's necessary. And even if I do, I can kind of transmute that frequency into something that's more lighthearted and more aligned with where I'm at. So again, just remember that. Just be aware of that, and understand that it's really carrying you forward in the way that it's meant to. So with that said, thank you for watching this video. And again, one thing I want to mention before I go is that the last couple of videos I've talked about, like, the subtle decision making. This also applies to the bigger decisions, and I bet you that you may find that the bigger the decision that you have to make, the more impact that it'll have in your life, the more, I guess, on a scale of importance, the more important it is. You'll find that you have an easier time making these decisions than other people, because again, you're able to tap into all different levels of energy of that decision and where it'll take you, and therefore you'll be able to come to a very aligned, informed, and intuitive decision that will serve you in ways that are the most aligned with yourself. So again, don't go crazy if you're worrying about these little decisions. It's natural. It's a good thing. It means you're tapping into your psychic and intuitive abilities. And know that when it comes to the bigger decisions, the more life-changing, altering decisions that will take you into your best life, you have the ability, more than anybody else that you may know, to really vibe out and feel what decision is right for you in the moment and for your future. So God bless. Hope you enjoyed this video. You are a special being of light. Please stay tuned if you would like to see more videos like this one. Please like this video. Comment if you liked it. Comment if you have any thoughts on it. Subscribe. Become my second subscriber and join the movement. And other than that, God bless. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans out there. Take this time to be thankful, to be grateful of the things that are coming up in your life. And know that the good and the bad and the indifferent is all meant to carry you in a positive direction. Use your decision making to help you, but don't get stuck on it. Allow yourself to make mistakes and be present and open and receptive to the guidance that is always inside of you every step of the way. God bless, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.